Baseball on a Thursday night here at FNB Field. Another gorgeous opening day, opening week. Weather-wise, 68 degrees. Not too many clouds. I'd say this is pretty nice weather as right-hander Sterling Sharp. He is out on the mound going through his warm-up tosses. I'm Terry Byram, replacing Frankie Vernowski. Frankie will be back later, though. Have no fear. He'll have the post-game show this evening. Behind Sterling Sharp, it is Nick Banks in left, Cody Wilson out there in center field, Rhett Wiseman in right. Outram Corridor at first, Osvaldo Duarte at second, Jackson Clough at shortstop, Ian Sagdal's at third, and Alex Dunlap, he's behind the plate. And the right-hander Sterling Sharp out on the mound. Sterling appeared in 4 games for the Miami Marlins last summer. He was taken in the Major League phase of the Rule 5 draft in December of 2019 by the Marlins. And he made his Major League debut last year on August 5th against Baltimore, tossing an inning in 2/3 scoreless. So quite the way to start. We had something going on out in right field. The first base umpire, which is Dane Ponchak, jogged out there, but we are set to go now on a brilliant night. Long shadows. Sun going down. Out in the bullpen, Matt Frisbee for Richmond continues to loosen up. Standing in is Elliot Ramos. And here we go. First pitch tonight is in for a strike. Looks like we begin at 6:31, and it is 68 degrees. So Ramos, who's hitting .400 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs, waits, and the 0-1 is a fastball strike. And so Sterling Sharp quickly ahead of the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2. Richmond has won 7 straight. The Senators have dropped 5 straight. The 0-2 pitch misses, and it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and two. Sharp into the windup, and here's the 1-2. That's fouled off, and that rattles around up here underneath the roof and then down into the media area right down in front. That gets a little scary when things like that happen here. At least I think it does. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. Dunlap picks it up, throws to first, and there's 1 out. Nice job by Sterling Sharp striking out Elliot Ramos. And 1 down. Here is Vince Fernandez. Fernandez hitting .235 as the first pitch to the left-hander is up and away for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 hit high in the air to left center field. This is a long run for Wilson. Now he's slowing down, and he makes the catch, crossing onto the warning track. That ball hung up. And Cody Wilson catching up to that. So 2 outs. And with 2 outs and nobody on base, here is David Villar. Villar hitting .241. The next delivery is a slider low. He is hitting .241, and VR has 3 home runs and 8 runs driven in. So a good start. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike to VR with 2 outs. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ground ball towards the middle. Ranging to his left is Clough, the shortstop. Has it and throws on to first in time for the out. Nothing across. So Richmond doesn't score. The Senators coming up on the Highmark scoreboard on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. He is going through his warm-up tosses. Frisbee is 24 years old, taken in the 15th round out of the University of North Carolina, Greensboro in 2018. He has this year made 1 start. Went 5 innings and allowed 2 hits against Hartford on the 8th. Struck out 5. He left the game leading 1-0. Richmond won that ball game 2-0. So the throw down to second base, and that throw goes into center field.
Now back for your Harrisburg Senators, the shortstop, number 5.
Leading off is Jackson Clough. Jackson homered in last night's ball game. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander Matt Frisbee. Clough is hitting at 107 with the home run and 2 runs driven in. Left-handed batter. Frisbee, the right-hander, into the windup in the first pitch. That is in for a strike. Defensively, Hayward in left. Ramos in center, Fernandez in right, and then Tostado at first. Motais at second, Matheny at short, VR at third as the 0-1 pitch, and off-speed delivery in for a strike, and it's 0-2. And Torres behind the plate. So it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Jackson Clough, and the 0-2 pitch is fouled off the end of his bat. He didn't mean to foul it. Didn't mean to have his bat anywhere near it. Remains no balls and 2 strikes. Matt Frisbee looking in, has the sign he wants. Trip Keister is in the third base coach's box for the Senators. And a ball fouled down the first base line, a breaking ball. And it remains no balls and 2 strikes. Richmond 7-1, the Senators 1-7. 2 years ago, Frisbee began the season with single A Augusta, low A, and then moved to advanced A San Jose. With Augusta 0-1 with a 2.81 ERA, with San Jose 9-8 with a 3.17 earned run average. An off-speed delivery is up and away, and now the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. The windup and the 1-2, and that is pulled foul down the first base line, and it remains 1-2. Frisbee's first season was 2018 with Salem Kaiser in the now defunct Northwest League. He went 4-1 in 20 games, no starts, and a 2.96 ERA. Another 1-2. Swing and a miss at a fastball. So Jackson Clough goes down. And there's 1 out. No score, bottom of the first inning. Here is Osvaldo Duarte. Duarte hitting 125 with no home runs and an RBI. The Senators are not just not hitting well, they also are not getting on base a bunch. Is a high pop-up into shallow right field. Going out is Motais, the second baseman, and drifting with it, he makes the catch. 2 down. And with 2 outs, here is Aldrum Corridor. Though as I say that, their on-base percentage as a team is about 100 points higher than their batting average. So they've walked 26 times as a team. Two outs, nobody on Aldrum Corridor, and the first pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. On deck is Ian Sagdahl. The 1-0 is a fastball at 91 miles an hour, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Folks still making their way in with the to the ballpark. Still have the social distancing pod seating happening here at F&B Field. Here's a ground ball that Trip Keister decides to let pass by. That ball ricochets down the left field line where Justin Hayward comes all the way from left field to pick it up instead of anyone in the bullpen coming down to pick it up. Count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Aldrum Corridor. The windup, and here's the 1-2. Fastball up and away at 90 miles an hour. Frisbee seems to have somewhat of a short-armed approach. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball. 2 strikeouts for Matt Frisbee. We head to the second inning. And on the Highmark scoreboard, there's no score. You are listening to Harrisburg Senators Baseball, presented by Medical Arts Allergy on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. No score, top half of the second inning. Sterling Sharp had a quick and easy first inning. Sterling had a rough go of it his first time out against Somerset. He went just 2 2/3 innings before reaching a pitch limit issue as the first pitch to Frankie Tostado taken low for a ball, 1-0. Tostado the 1-0 pitch is fouled off out of play, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1, fastball strike, 2 called on the inside part of the plate. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tostado with a couple of doubles. He is 3 for 8 in the first 2 games of this series. The windup and the pitch is bounced towards the middle, but right at Jackson Clough, the shortstop, has it behind the bag at second, throws to first in time, 1 away. So with 1 out, here is Jacob Hayward. Jacob is 3 for 6 with a home run and 2 runs driven in. Also has a double in the series. Those are his first 6 at-bats of the season. No score, second inning. Infield back all the way around. In left field, Nick Banks playing deep, and he's playing right at that angle of the warning track where the fence moves back. First pitch is tapped on the right side of the infield. Up with it is Corridor. Takes his time. Sharp at the bag and plenty of time to get Hayward, and there are 2 down. Jacob was not running all that hard to first base, and Aldrum Corridor and Sterling Sharp had plenty of time to make that out. Two outs. Shane Matheny stands in, and the first pitch to the left-handed hitting shortstop is taken high for a ball, 1-0. Matheny is 1 for 8 in the series. Sterling Sharp into the windup and the 1-0 offering, and that's poured in but misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Certainly glad you're along this evening, wherever you might be listening. Nice to have you. The windup and the 2-0 is bounced foul at the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Matheny out of the box, and now Shane back in the box. Sharp winds in the 2-1. Swing and a miss. He swings over a sinker. 2-2. Nice pitch that time by Sterling Sharp. The Senators wearing their sharp home whites with the red caps. So Matheny out of the box, back in. Sharp winds and delivers. Swing and a miss and another off-speed pitch. 1-2-3 go the Flying Squirrels. We've played an inning and a half, and on the Highmark scoreboard, there is no score on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Bottom of the second inning, and our ball game at this point is scoreless. Well, there is a score. Neither team has scored. That's the score. Nationals played afternoon baseball against the Philadelphia Phillies. And the Nationals this afternoon, 5-1 winners. Tigers beat the Royals 4-3. The Cardinals 2-0 over the Brewers. The White Sox 4-2 over the Twins. Those are all finals. For the Senators, it is Ian Sagdahl, Rhett Wiseman, and Nick Banks. 3 left-handers against the right-hander, Matt Frisbee. Three more games in this series. How about that? Tomorrow night at 7 and fireworks after the game. Saturday at 6 and Sunday at 1 o'clock. Then an off day, and the Altoona Curve are in town as the first pitch is fouled at home plate by Ian Sagdahl. Ian hitting 143, has a home run, hit it night before last, and he has driven in 2. Bottom of the second inning on a nice evening. A little breezy, but 67 degrees as the pitch, a strike on the inside corner. I think if you're in the sunshine tonight, probably feels pretty good, and if you're in the shade, could be a little chilly. 0-2. Now the windup and the 0-2. Outside with a fastball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Senators looking for that breakout game. Putting together a bunch of hits and runs. Breaking ball lifted in the air out into shallow left center field. Coming on is Ramos, the center fielder. He makes the catch, and there's 1 down. And with 1 out, here is Rhett Wiseman.
The right fielder, number 8, Rhett Wiseman.
Wiseman hitting .211 with a pair of home runs and 4 runs driven in. First pitch to Rhett is taken for a ball low. VR, the third baseman, is the only squirrel on the left-hand side of the infield. He is on the grass, nearly halfway between first and second. The other 3 infielders are on the right side of the infield as the 1-0 pitch is a big foul ball straight back, and it's 1-1 on a fastball. One ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Frisbee, the right-hander, delivers, and that is bounced to first. 1 big hop to Tostado. He has it, takes it to the bag, and there are 2 down. And with 2 outs, here is Nick Banks. Matt Frisbee was the 2018 Southern Conference Pitcher of the Year at UNC Greensboro. And was one of 6 Spartans that year taken in the Major League Draft. First pitch to Banks is fouled off straight back, and it's 0-1. Nick hitting at 118. Does not have a home run or an RBI yet. The windup and the 0-1. Breaking ball, big swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here is the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball, 92 miles an hour. 3 strikeouts for Frisbee. Nothing across for the Senators. We head to the third on the Highmark scoreboard. No score. You're listening to Harrisburg Senators baseball presented by Medical Arts Allergy on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Brian Torres leading off the top half of the third inning for Richmond. It's a lower third in their order. Torres, Motais, and Frisbee. Wind up in the first pitch from the right-hander Sterling Sharp to Brian Torres, and it's low. No score, top of the third inning. Brian Torres is 1 for 3 this season. Left-handed hitter. Waits, and the pitch is chopped on the right side. Duarte charges up with it, shovels out of the glove to Corridor at first, and there is 1 out. Not sure that Osvaldo needed to do that, but he did it just fine. He had plenty of time. And here is Kyle Motais. Motais, 2 out of 7 in the series, hitting .346 on the season with no home runs and 2 runs driven in. First offering to the left-handed batter, and that's low for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 misses outside, and the count is 2-0. Wind up in the 2-0 pitch is bounced foul along the first baseline, 2-1. Cleft shaded to the middle, the shortstop. Duarte is pulled over in the hole at second base. The 2-1 offering. Swing and a foul tip at home plate, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Sterling deals. High, ball 3, full count. Three and 1. Sterling pitched as the 3-1 pitch is bounced to short. Charging it up with it is Clough. Throws on the run to first in time for the out. And there are 2 away, and that was a 3-2 pitch, pardon me. Sterling making his 24th career Senators regular season start and appearance. He's 11-7 with a 4.31 ERA with the Senators. Originally, he was taken in the 22nd round of the 2016 draft by the Nationals, pardon me. Here's Matt Frisbee, and the first pitch is a called strike. 0-1. Sharp winds, and the 0-1 is rolled out in front of the plate. Out to pick it up is Dunlap, and he throws to first in plenty of time. And that ends the top of the third. 9 up and 9 down. Retired by Sterling Sharp. We head to the bottom of the third inning, and on the Highmark scoreboard, there is no score. You are listening to Harrisburg Senators baseball presented by Medical Arts Allergy on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Bottom of the third inning, Alex Dunlap, Cody Wilson, and Sterling Sharp for the Senators against the right-hander Matt Frisbee. 15 batters have come to the plate for the two teams, and all 15 have been retired.
Now batting for your Harrisburg Senators, the catcher, number 34, Alex Dunlap.
Matt Frisbee mentioned in his first start, he went 5 innings and allowed just 2 hits, did not walk anyone, struck out 5. So now this is 7 innings of work this year, in which he has allowed just 2 hits and struck out now 8, as he has 3 strikeouts tonight. Alex Dunlap leading off. Alex is 0 for 6 to start the season, and the first offering is hit high in the air to right. Racing towards the line is Fernandez. reaches out in foul territory, and he makes the catch. A nice running catch by Vince Fernandez in right field. And as he made that catch, he took a couple of steps and banged into the railing, separating the stands from the field. So on one pitch, one out. Cody Wilson stands in. Cody hitting 045. Frisbee, the right-hander, winds and delivers, and that pitch is high for a ball, 1-0. Now the windup and the 0-1 pitch. That's chopped down the third base. Up with that is VR, throws to first. Perfect, nice play by VR, and there are 2 outs, and with 2 outs and nobody on base, here is Sterling Sharp.
Now batting for Harrisburg Senators, the pitcher, number 2, Sterling Sharp.
Sterling, right-handed batter, waits, and the first pitch is low for a ball, 1-0.
Say yes, resume meeting.
The 1-0 pitch is high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0. Over at third base, VR is even with the bag. Frisbee winds, and the 2-0 is outside, 3-0. Neither team has had a base runner yet, but Sterling Sharp is ahead of the count, 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0 is in for a strike with Sterling taking all the way, and I would imagine that Sterling is taking all the way on this pitch. But you never know. He likes to swing. The 3-1 is a check swing foul ball on a pitch running in on him. I don't think he intended to do that for sure. So now it's a full count, 3-2 on Sterling Sharp. The 3-2 is fouled off to the right, off the screen. Three and two. Another 3-2. And that is a called strike 3. So he comes all the way back from the 3-0 count, and he strikes out Sterling Sharp. So Matt Frisbee and Sterling Sharp have gone 9 up and 9 down. So with no score on the Highmark scoreboard, we'll head to the 4th on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Top of the 4th inning, no score and actually no base runners. Both pitchers have been perfect through 3 frames. So it's the top of the order for both teams here in the 4th inning. First for Richmond, that means it's Elliot Ramos, Vince Fernandez, and David VR off the right-hander Sterling Sharp. And the first pitch, a big swing and a miss at a fastball that was up and in. That pitch was more or less unhittable because of the location, more so than the speed, and the breaking ball now in the dirt, low and outside. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. No score, top half of the 4th inning here at FNB Field. Long way to go on this homestand as a swing and a miss. 3 more this week and then 6 next week before the Senators head out of town. 1-2 on Elliot Ramos. Here is the windup and the 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3, and Ramos knew it. Third strikeout for Sterling Sharp, and with one out, here is Vince Fernandez. He had a fly ball to center field his first time up.
Now batting for Richmond, the right fielder number 8, Vince Fernandez.
So one out, and the left-handed hitting Fernandez stepping in. Fernandez taken in the 2020 Rule 5 draft from Colorado. A drive hit into deep right center. Wilson going back, and this one is gone. That ball over the 405 sign. Not a whole lot of balls hit out of the ballpark in that part of the park. And Richmond has a 1-0 lead on an absolute bomb to right center. For Fernandez, that is his first home run.
Third baseman number 15, Nick Yard.
That ball went a long way out to right center field. Here is David VR, right-handed batter, and the first pitch is a check swing roller right back to Sharp. He steps and throws to first, and there are 2 outs. So Fernandez, that is the first hit and first run of the game, and Richmond has scored first here in the fourth.
Number 10, Frankie Tostado.
2 outs and nobody on, and here is Franco Tostado. Tostado, his first time up, bounced out to shortstop. Tostado now 3 for 9 in the series. The windup and the pitch is hit high in the air into left towards the line. Moving in and over is Nick Banks. He's under it and has it. So after the home run, 2 pitches, and that finishes the top of the fourth. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning, and on the Highmark scoreboard, 1-0 Richmond. You're listening to Senators Baseball, presented by Medical Arts Allergy on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Bottom of the fourth inning. The Senators trailing in the ballgame 1-0. Matt Frisbee has retired all 9 Senators he has faced. The right-hander for Richmond, and now back to the top of the order for the Senators. A long home run off the bat of Vince Fernandez has given the Flying Squirrels a 1-0 lead. Clough struck out swinging his first time up. Frisbee, the right-hander, winds and deals, and that pitch is looped out into shallow center. Backing up is the shortstop Matheny, and he makes the catch. And on one pitch, there's 1 out. And with 1 out here is Osvaldo Duarte. The Flying Squirrels 7-1 start. It's their best start in their franchise history, which began in 2010. Their previous best start was 5-3 after 8 games, and that was as the pitch to Duarte is a strike. And that was both the 2018 and 2019 seasons. The 0-1 breaking ball is a strike, and Duarte quickly down, no balls and 2 strikes. Wind up in the 0-2. Swinging and a miss at a breaking ball down and away, and there are 2 outs. 5th strikeout for Frisbee, and with 2 down, here is Aldrum Corridor.
Number 29, Aldrum Corridor.
Corridor struck out swinging his first at-bat. Wind up in the first pitch, and he takes a strike. An off-speed delivery on the inside part of the plate. Ian Sagdahl waiting on deck. The 0-1, low, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Senators have not had a base runner yet. Richmond's had just 1, the home run by Vince Fernandez. The windup and the 1-1. Hit high in the air to left. Hayward back, has room, just short of the track in the angle in front of the 355 sign, and he makes the catch. Nothing across for the Senators. We head to the fifth, and on the Highmark scoreboard, there is no, on the Highmark scoreboard, it's 1-0 Richmond on CBS Sports Radio, Harrisburg. Jacob Hayward at the plate, and he has swung and missed at 2 pitches. And he is down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 Richmond, top of the 5th inning. Sterling Sharp deals, and that pitch is low for a ball. And it's the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. At third base, Ian Sagdahl is deep. 2 or 3 steps off the line as Sharp deals. And that is drilled into the alleyway in right center. Racing to his left and slowing down now is Wilson, and he makes the catch. Cody Wilson tracking that one down, and there's one down. Shane Matheny grounds the first pitch. The left-handed hitting shortstop to the second baseman Duarte, who throws on to first, and Matheny out, 2 down, and here is Brian Torres.
Now batting for Richmond, the catcher number 40, Brian Torres.
2 outs. 2 down, and Brian Torres. Torres bounced to second his first time up, and he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Top of the 5th inning, 1-0 Richmond leading the ball game. Wind up, and the 0-1 off-speed pitch misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 misses down and in, 2-1. On deck is Kyle Motais. Senators do not go to Richmond until later in the season. I think it's June 8th through the 13th, so I guess only a month from now. Low with ball 3. And it's 3-1 to Torres with Motais waiting on deck. Sharp into the windup, and the 3-1 offering is taken for a strike. So Brian Torres maybe had a pitch to hit there and passed on it. And now it's a full count, 3-2. 3-2 is bounced foul at home plate. And the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sagdahl well off the line at third base. Sterling Sharp into the windup, and the 3-2 is again bounced foul on an off-speed pitch. That back to the screen. Games are underway all over the Northeast, AA Northeast League scoreboard as the 3-2 pitch is popped up foul off to the left, and it remains 3-2. Erie leading Akron 5-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning in Erie at UPMC Park. It's Somerset and New Hampshire are scoreless in the 3rd. Bowie leading Reading 3-0 in the 2nd. Wind up in another 3-2, and that's a called strike 3, and I think Brian Torres knew it. So he is called out on strikes. Nothing across for Richmond. We're halfway home. The Flying Squirrels 1 on the Highmark scoreboard. The Senators nothing. You're listening to Harrisburg Senators baseball presented by Medical Arts Allergy on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Matt Frisbee on the mound for the Richmond Flying Squirrels through 4 innings. He has struck out 5 and thrown 40 pitches, 30 strikes. Sterling Sharp threw 5 frames for Sharp, 51 pitches, and 36 strikes. For the Senators, it's Ian Sagdahl, Rhett Wiseman, and Nick Banks. 3 left-handers, 4, 5, and 6. The Senators looking for their first base runner. Sagdahl hit a fly ball to center field his first time up. Frisbee into the windup, and the first pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. VR, the third baseman, about halfway between second and third, and he is just about on the grass. The rest of the infield is on the right side of the diamond, all on the dirt per the new rules this year. The 1-0 pitch is bounced to first base. Up with that is Tostado. He steps on the bag, and there is 1 out. With 1 out, here is Rhett Wiseman. He bounced to first his first time up.
Now batting for your Harrisburg Senators, the right fielder, number 8, Rhett Wiseman.
Frisbee 2 years ago in the California League in his 20 starts had 9 quality starts, 5 innings or more, and 3 runs or less. First offering to Rhett Wiseman is hit high in the air to left. Hayward drifting with this one onto the warning track, a couple of steps from the fence, and he makes the catch, and quickly 2 down. And with 2 outs, here is Nick Banks. Banks struck out swinging his first time up.
The left fielder, number 3, Nick Banks.
First offering to Nick is in for a strike, 0-1. It looked as if he was taking all the way. No balls and 1 strike. And now the 0-1. Grounded down the first baseline fair, and a nice backhand pickup by Tostado, and he steps on the bag, and that does it. 15 up and 15 down, retired by Matt Frisbee. He is perfect through 5 against the Senators. We head to the 6th inning, and on the Highmark scoreboard, 1-0 Richmond leading on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Top half of the 6th inning, 1-0 Richmond on top. The only base runner for either team, a solo home run by Vince Fernandez in the top of the 4th inning. Kyle Motice leading off, and the first pitch from Sterling Sharp is bounced on 2 hops to second base. Duarte has it, throws on to first, and there is 1 out. And with 1 out, here is Matt Frisbee. Frisbee bounced out his first time up. First offering to the pitcher is low one outside. Frisbee rolled out just right out in front of the plate. A big swinging bunt that Dunlap went out to field and threw Frisbee out by plenty at first base. He's ahead 1-0. Here's Sharp's 1-0 offering. That pitch is low, 2 balls and no strikes to Matt Frisbee. Two and 0. The 2-0, and that misses. And now it's 3 balls and no strikes. Now Frisbee fell behind Sterling Sharp 3-0 before he eventually struck him out. Here's the 3-0. And that's in the dirt ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to Matt Frisbee. So to the top of the order now, and Elliot Ramos, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. 1 out, 1 on. Senators looking for 2. The pitch from Sharp to Ramos is a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Heliot Ramos has a 13-game hitting streak going back to 2019. How about that? Well, he's hit in every game he's played in this year. That's pretty good. 0-1. The 0-1. And that is inside and hit him. And Sterling certainly didn't want to run one in up there. He is showing disgust with himself. So a walk to the pitcher, and now he hits Heliot Ramos, and here is Vince Fernandez. And quickly out to the mound goes Sam Darren to talk to Sterling Sharp. Sterling all of a sudden looking like he has control issues. Senators down 1-0 here in the 6th. And here is a spot that is a big spot in the game. Can really ill afford to fall too much further behind than another run or 2. And Fernandez hit the ball hard as last time. I've carried over a fly ball over the 405 sign out in deep right center field. So Sterling Sharp, the right-hander, sets. The runners lead at first and second. And the pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. At third base, Sagdahl off the line, maybe 25 feet. Clough pitched towards the bag at shortstop, maybe 3 or 4 steps behind the bag on the shortstop side of second. 1 ball, no strikes to Fernandez. Here is the 1-0 pitch. And that gets away from Dunlap, but not sure if that ricocheted off the umpire, Taylor Payne, or not. I don't think that went all the way back to the screen. It would have been awfully quick. But just like that, it's 2-0. So Sterling really running into some trouble now. So 2 balls and no strikes with 1 out. A ground ball can still get him out of the inning. A ground ball at an infielder. The 2-0 pitch is rolled foul along the first baseline. There's action in the Senators bullpen now. Two and 1. Frisbee the lead at second, and Ramos the lead at first. Sterling Sharp slowing down as he sets. The left-handed hitting Fernandez waits, and the pitch is rolled towards the mound, first base side. Sharp has it, throws to first in time, 2 down. Moving to third is Frisbee, and moving to second is Ramos. And with 2 outs, here is David Villar. Villar, 24 years old, taken in the 11th round in the 2018 draft. Right-handed batter, 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs. And he fouls this one off, back up this way, and it's 0-1. Villar now 2 for 9, but has a home run and has driven in 3 through the first 2 games. 2 for 9 in the series, 0 for 2 tonight. 0-1 in the count. Here's the 0-1. Outside and blocked by Dunlap. He smothered that. So after a ground out by Motais to open the inning, Frisbee walked on 4 pitches, the opposing pitcher. Ramos hit on a 0-1 pitch. Fernandez bounces out. And now 1-1 on Villar. The right-hander sets, and the pitch is high 2 balls and a strike. Outfield is straight away. Jackson Clough playing it pretty much straight up with where a shortstop would normally be at. And the pitch. Check swing on a ball down and away. And the count now 3-1 with Frankie Tostado waiting on deck. Sharp off the back of the rubber. Now back up on top. Big pitch in the ball game. 3 balls and a strike. The right-handed hitting VR waits, and the 3-1 swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. What a terrific pitch in that spot. The count now is 3-2. The right-hander sets. The runners lead from second and third, and the 3-2 is high, ball 4, and the bases are loaded, and they are loaded on a pair of walks and a hit batter, and here is Frankie Tostado.
It's crunch time. Man, it's really sharp. It's through crunch time. Be sure to get your free take pass to Crunch Fitness on your way out.
Tostado has bounced to short and hit a fly ball to left. Sterling, a couple of deep breaths and exhales out there on the mound. This really came out of nowhere considering how well he was going. He's out of the stretch and deals, and the pitch is low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0. Frisbee at third, Ramos at second, VR at first. The 1-0 offering. Hit high in the air to left. Down the line, and I think a foul ball. That went well back into the Ollie's Bargain Outlet cheap seats. A 1 ball and 1 strike count. Tostado had home run distance on that, and it would have been a grand slam distance on that. But well fouled. Home plate umpire Taylor Payne making that foul call, running a few steps down the third baseline to try to give himself a better look at that. 1-1 now. Pickoff play back to second, and they throw it into center field. Scoring is Frisbee. To third base is Ramos, and to second base is VR. They may very well have had Ramos at second base with a decent throw, but the throw glanced off the glove of Clough as he was coming over, and it rolled away out into left center field. So the error allows Frisbee to score and the runners to move up, and now it's 2-0 Richmond. One ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1. Grounded to second base. Duarte down to get it, throws to first, and that does it. But Richmond scores an unearned run without a hit. 2 walks, a hit batter, and a throwing error. A run, no hits, no errors, and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. And on the Highmark scoreboard, 2-0 Richmond on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and it is 2-0 Richmond. For the Senators, Alex Dunlap, Cody Wilson, and likely a pinch hitter for Sterling Sharp as Jonathan Herman loosening up out in the bullpen. He hit Alex Dunlap 0 for 7 to begin the season. Hit a fly ball to right field his first time up that went into foul territory, and Vince Fernandez made a nice running catch on. Wind up, and the first pitch is a check swing. No, he didn't check a swing. He went around, and it's 0-1. No balls and a strike. Fastball misses high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Matt Frisbee delivers a swing and a miss on a fastball, and now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the windup and the 1-2. High, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2, foul tipped at home plate. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Home plate umpire Taylor Payne taking a baseball out to Matt Frisbee to give the catcher Brian Torres time after that ball get hit off of his foot. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander into the windup, and the 2-2 to Dunlap. And that misses high and or away. Full count, 3-2. Senators have not had a base runner yet. 15 in a row retired by Matt Frisbee. He winds, and the 3-2, curveball swing and a miss. And there's 1 down. And with 1 out, here is Cody Wilson.
The center fielder, number 21, Cody Wilson.
Cody Wilson bounced to third base his first time up. Wind up in the first pitch is hit high in the air into shallow right center field. Elliot Ramos coming on, and he puts it away, 2 down. And KJ Harrison to pinch hit for Sterling Sharp. Sterling goes 6 innings. He allows 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Sterling threw 71 pitches, 44 strikes, and he faced 22 hitters. Meanwhile, Matt Frisbee has thrown 53 pitches, 39 strikes, with 2 outs here in the 6th inning, as KJ Harrison stands in. Senators still again looking for that first base runner. KJ is 1 for 12 to begin the season. First offering is a breaking ball that drops in for a strike, and it's 0-1. The windup and the 0-1. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and away. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch. Popped up towards Richmond's dugout. Torres in the on-deck circle makes the catch. And that is 6 perfect frames for Matt Frisbee. We head to the 7th. And on the Highmark scoreboard, it is 2-0 Richmond. You are listening to Harrisburg Senators Baseball, presented by Medical Arts Allergy on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Jonathan Herman is on for the Senators. Sterling Sharp, 6 innings, a hit, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts, as I mentioned when he was pinched hit for. First offering, fastball low to Jacob Hayward, right-handed batter. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Herman last appeared on Friday night at Somerset, throwing an inning and a third as the next pitch is high, and it's now 2 balls and no strikes. Senators trail in the 7th, 2-0. There has been but 1 hit in the game, and it was a solo homer off the bat of Vince Fernandez. The 2-0 is ripped foul down the left field line. Tell you what, Jacob Hayward really barreled that up, but he was way out in front of it. 2-1. Right-hander ready in the 2-1. An off-speed pitch. And I think that was in for a strike, and it's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch just misses, and the count is 3-2. The 3-2 is hit high in the air on the right side of the diamond. It's Duarte out into shallow right, calling everybody off. And Osvaldo Duarte makes the catch. 1 down, and here is Shane Matheny.
Now batting for Richmond, the shortstop, number 9, Shane Matheny.
Matheny has struck out and bounced out to second base. Of course, both those against Sterling Sharp. First offering is high for a ball. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 in the dirt inside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch is high, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. And the 3-0 is taken all the way, and that one is a called strike 1. And the 3-1 is very high, ball 4. So Matheny walks. And here is Brian Torres, who is 0 for 2.
The catcher, number 40, Brian Torres.
One out and 1 on. Torres, the left-handed batter, takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 fouled off. 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a breaking pitch. So the fastball he lost the range on, and Alex Dunlap calling a breaking pitch, which a good idea there. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 popped up foul and out of play off to the left, and it's 1-2. Kyle Mattice is waiting on deck. There is action in the bullpen for Richmond, and it looks like it's left-hander Joey Marciano. So it appears that Matt Frisbee's perfect evening is over. There's another ball popped up foul and out of play, and it remains, 1-2. I suspect that if this was another month into the season, Matt Frisbee would be taking the mound in the 7th inning. 1-2 is low and inside with the runner going. The throw to second base, and it is not in time. And Dunlap was surprised that the runner was going. I don't think anybody told him. Had he gotten rid of that ball sooner, he had him at second base with the same throw. So a runner at second base on the stolen base by Matheny. Dunlap, Alex did not get rid of that right away and didn't go after it like he needed to get rid of it right away. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kyle Mattice on deck. Brian Torres, the catcher, left-handed batter, waits, and the pitch is grounded towards the middle. Clough has it, ranging, throws to first high, not in time. The runner trying to score the throw, and he is out. Matheny going all the way, trying to score. And Corridor throws him out. Clough made a nice play to pick it up. The throw to first was too late, so that is an infield hit. But Matheny is out. 3-2 at the plate. 6-3-2 at the plate. So 2 outs. And here is Kyle Mattice. The first pitch, and Mattice bunts it foul along the third base line. No balls in a strike, 2 outs. I mentioned it the other night, just how phenomenal the field looks. Oh and 1. The 0-1 is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Torres the lead at first base, and the pitch is low. And now it's 2-1. 7th inning. 2-0 Richmond. The 2-0 is a called, or pardon me, the 2-1 is a called strike as we are right now at 8 o'clock in the evening. Two and 2. The 2-2 is in the dirt. Blocked right at the feet of Dunlap. No advancement, and it is a full count. So all long counts this half inning by Jonathan Herman. He has thrown 22 pitches, just 10 for strikes. But nobody has scored. There's 2 outs and a runner at first. That runner goes, and the pitch is fouled off straight back. Three and 2, another 3-2, and that's ball 4. So that is the second walk issued this frame. And Ryan Howard to pinch hit, right-handed hitter. 2 on and 2 outs, and now Sam Narin out to talk with Jonathan Herman. He just is struggling with throwing the ball over the plate, all long counts. Terrific outing tonight by Sterling Sharp. Went 6 innings, unallowed a hit. It was a home run off the bat of Vince Fernandez in the 4th inning. It's the one pitch that he'd want to have back, but then in the 6th inning ran into some control issues out of nowhere. A walk, a hit batter, and a walk. And then on a pickoff play with the bases loaded, they tried to pick off Elliot Ramos at second base, and the throw ricocheted off the glove of Jackson Clough into the outfield. So here's Ryan Howard in the first pitch, misses, 1 ball and no strikes, and it appears there is action in the bullpen for the Senators. Howard is 4 for 8 with 2 runs driven in through the first week. Herman sets, and the 1-0 is low and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. The top of the order, and Elliot Ramos waiting on deck. So I don't know that whoever is loosening up for the Senators in their bullpen can possibly be ready soon enough to say come in if Herman loses Howard. The 2-0 pitch is bounced foul down the third base line, and it's 2-1. Nationals won their ball game 5-1 over the Phillies. The Nationals scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. 2-1. Herman delivers high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Kyle Schwarber and Josh Bell both homered in the first inning. Foul ball at home plate off the foot of Howard. And it's a full count. So the runners will be off with the pitch. Big pitch here. On deck is the top of the order, and Elliot Ramos. At second is Torres. At first is Motais. And the pitch is ball 4. 3 walks in the frame. Issued by Jonathan Herman, and now with the bases loaded and 2 outs, here is Elliot Ramos. He has struck out twice and been hit by a pitch. Runners lead from all 3 bases, ball 1 in the dirt. That wasn't even close. 1 ball and no strikes. The Senators trailing 2-0. Three walks and an infield hit here in the frame. Ball 2, very high. 2 balls and no strikes. High pop-up foul and out of play off to the right. And it's 2-1. John Romero loosening up for the Senators in their bullpen. The 2-1 is chopped towards the middle. Duarte has it, and he steps on the bag, and that ends the frame. No runs. There is a hit. 3 runners left on base. Richmond has stranded 5 in the last 2 frames. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, and on the Highmark scoreboard, 2-0 Richmond. You are listening to Harrisburg Senators Baseball, presented by Medical Arts Allergy on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Joey Marciano is on for the Richmond Flying Squirrels, the left-hander appearing for the second time in the series. He went a third of an inning on Tuesday night in the opener. Marciano has appeared in 3 games, has a hold, 3 innings pitched. He has allowed 1 hit, walked 2, struck out 5. The Senators in the 7th have the top of their order, Jackson Clough, Osvaldo Duarte, and Aldrin Corridor. The Senators have been retired, 16 up and 16 down. So Frisbee was perfect in his 6 innings of work. We'll see what the Senators can do in these final 3 frames. Marciano delivers, and Clough takes it high and tight for a ball, 1-0. He was backing out of the way of that one. Marciano, the lefty, out there peering in. Working out of the stretch, delivers low, and the count now 2 balls and no strikes. Marciano, 26 years old. Was originally signed by the Giants in June of 2017 as the 2-0 is a breaking ball strike on the outside part of the plate, 2-1. From my scorebook, I think Matt Frisbee is the 2-1 is a strike, 2-2. Went to a 3-ball count just one time. Well, twice he went to a 3-ball count on Sterling Sharp. I think those are he only had 2 3-ball counts. Here is the 2-2 high, and it's a full count, 3-2. So Senators are looking for a base runner to bring the tying run to the plate, trailing 2-0 in the last of the 7th inning. Here's the 3-2, and that's inside ball 4, so the perfect game over. And pretty soon it was going to send me onto the internet to see if there had ever been a combined perfect game in the major leagues. There'd be no chance I'd be able to figure that out in the minor leagues. Here is Osvaldo Duarte. He's popped out to second and struck out, and the first pitch is hit high in the air to right. Fernandez back into the corner, has room under the warning track, and there is 1 out. With 1 out, here is Aldrin Corridor.
Now batting for your Harrisburg Senators, the first baseman, number 29, Aldrin Corridor.
One out, 1 on. Jackson Clough with the walk. Marciano working out of the stretch, deals to Corridor outside with a breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0. Grounded to short. They only have 1 play, and it's to first because of the shift. Clough moves to second, Corridor out at first base, 2 down, and Clough in scoring position for Ian Sagdahl.
Number 6, Ian Sagdahl.
So Sagdahl taking his time into the batter's box. Lefty-lefty matchup. Three infielders on the right of second, and the pitch to Ian is in for a strike, and it's 0-1. Ian has hit a fly ball to center, and he has bounced out to first. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2-0 Richmond. The Senators do not have a hit. There's a swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Here is the 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? He did not, and it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second base, bottom of the 7th inning. Marciano looks back to second and deals. Fouled off straight back. Senators in need of a big hit right now. Sagdahl homered night before last. Hit one in the 9th inning into the Ollie's Bargain Outlet cheap seats. The left-hander waiting, lefty-lefty matchup, and the 1-2 pitch. And this is hit high in the air to left. Hayward coming on, couple of steps, settles under it, and makes the catch. There's a hit batter, the Senators with their first base runner. We go to the 8th, 2-0 Richmond. Top half of the 8th inning, and John Romero, is the new pitcher for the Senators. They trailed 2-0. Jonathan Herman went an inning and allowed a hit. He walked 3, but did not allow a run. Herman faced 6 batters, and he threw 34 pitches. Vince Fernandez leading off here in the 8th, and he takes a pitch low. Fernandez homered. One of 2 hits in the game, both by Richmond. He homered way back in the 4th inning. Romero deals, and that pitch is pulled foul, and so the count is 1-1. The Senators in the bottom of the 8th have Wiseman, Banks, and Dunlap. At the moment, there is no action in the bullpen for Richmond. Off-speed pitch is outside, and it's 2-1. Fernandez to be followed by Villar and Tostado. Two and 1. The 2-1 fouled off back to the screen, and it's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander Romero delivers. Fouled off straight back, and it remains 2-2. Third game that Romero has appeared in. 2 innings, a hit, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. The pitch, low and inside, and now the count is full, 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 pitch is pulled foul on the ground, and another long at-bat that have developed here in the last several innings for Richmond, beginning in the 6th inning. 3-2. And another 3-2. Fouled off again, out of play. 2-0. The Flying Squirrels lead. Top of the 8th inning. Romero delivers, ball 4. So it's a leadoff walk. And here is David VR. And that is the 6th walk issued by the Senators and the 4th in the last 2 frames. David VR has bounced to short, bounced back to the box, and walked. John Romero, the right-hander, sets. Fernandez, the lead at first base. Romero holds and deals. And that is hit in the air to center. Wilson going back, still going back out in front of the fence, and he jumps and he makes the catch. And he falls to his back and now gets up and throws it into the infield. All the way to second base was Fernandez. And there is one out. Wilson dropped it as he was getting up, but the catch, as he was getting up and getting ready to throw back into the infield, taking the ball out of the glove, the ball dropped out of the glove. So 1 down. And what a play by Wilson out in center. He was going back. And as he made it onto the warning track, he sort of lunged and jumped towards the fence and made the catch, and all of the momentum took him to the ground with his back against the fence at the 400-foot side. And now they're going to appeal to see if the runner re-tagged, and apparently he did. So Fernandez apparently went all the way to second base, and now Trip Keister cannot believe. I think Keister is saying he didn't re-tag, that he went all the way to second base, and then when he came back he didn't, and Tripp is beside himself right now. The Senators, I think their whole dugout watched it happen, and I think the thing is, I have no idea what may have happened and what didn't happen, and I don't think we'll have a replay of what Fernandez did for sure, and I certainly didn't have eyes on Fernandez as that play was being made in center field. But the Senators certainly thought that Fernandez went down to second base and went around second and then never retouched coming back. Well, if you touch it going, you got to touch it coming back. That's a part of the rule. First pitch is low and outside for a ball to Frankie Tostado. One ball, no strikes, one out, top of the 8th inning. 2-0, Richmond leads on 2 hits. Romero deals, and that is swung on and missed on a good fastball, 1-1. The Senators do not have a hit yet. Richmond with just 2, a home run in the 4th and an infield hit in the 7th. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Romero, the right-hander, sets. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on and missed. A throw to second base is there. And safe as Jackson Clough was spiked. And as he moved around his hand, they had him. The ball out of his glove as he was shaking his hand. And I think He got spiked right in the hand. It is a stolen base, and T.D. Swinford as the pitch is taken for a strike. Swinford out to take a look at Jackson Clough's hand. Perfect throw by Dunlap. Nothing you could do about that. It's just that Jackson had that hand, not just the glove, but the hand got in there where. And now Trip Keister is out. He'll walk out there to take a look at his shortstop. T.D. Swinford out there looking at the left hand. So it's hard to say if it was spiked or cleats, or if just the contact with him at second base and his hand got trapped between second base and the foot. Well, Jackson is staying in the game, which is good news for the Senators and for Jackson Club. One ball and two strikes on Frankie Tostado. Now at second base is Vince Fernandez. John Romero, the right-hander, sets. Looks back to second and now deals, and that pitch is grounded towards the middle. It's knocked down by Duarte. Safe at first is Fernandez. It's an infield hit for Tostado, and there's runners at first and third as Fernandez moves to third on that play. But a nice job by Duarte to get to that ball up the middle. So runners at first and third. One out. Jacob Hayward has bounced out back to the box, hit a fly ball to center, and popped out to second. Richmond has put a lot of pressure on the Senators now in these last 3 innings. Infield looking for two. Up the middle playing halfway, but still in a spot to turn a double play as the pitch is inside and hits him. And now the bases are loaded. Hayward tried to jump out of the way, but that pitch making contact with the stomach and the jersey. And now the bases are loaded again for Richmond and Shane Matheny, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. They loaded the bases in the 6th and scored 1 run on a throwing error. Loaded the bases in the 7th and didn't score. And once again here in the 8th have the bases loaded. They lead 2-0. So the bases loaded and 1 out. Now the infield is in, and Richmond looking to break this game open here in the top of the 8th inning. Sterling Sharp with 6 pretty sterling innings. Matheny, the left-handed hitting shortstop, waits. Romero ready and deals, and the fastball is in for a strike, and it's 0-1. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded for Richmond. Top of the 8th inning. Romero, the right-hander, sets and deals. And that's a swing and a miss at a high fastball. One and two. The 1-2. Low and inside, and that nearly hit the back foot of Matheny. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and two. Infield in, bases loaded. Runners lead from all 3 bases as Matheny waits. Romero deals. Popped up. Ian Sagdahl into foul territory at third base. Makes the catch, and there are 2 outs. Big out there for the Senators. So 2 down, and the base is loaded. And here is Brian Torres. He had an infield single his last time up, one of the 3 hits for Richmond. 2 of the 3 are infield hits, 1 a long home run. At third base, Fernandez. At second, Tostado. At first, Hayward. The pitch to Torres. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, and it's 0-1. No balls in a strike, 2 outs. The right-hander ready, and the pitch. Lined foul down the third base line. And the count is 0-2. So John Romero is now a pitch away from stranding the bases loaded. Oh and 2. And now Romero steps off the back of the rubber. Oh and 2. Romero, a deep breath and an exhale, and the pitch low and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2. Romero's 1-2. Ground ball on the right side. To his left and up with it is Duarte. Throws on to first, and Richmond strands. The bases loaded. They have left 8 base runners in the last 3 frames. No runs on a hit. 3 left. We head to the bottom of the 8th. On the Highmark scoreboard, 2-0 Richmond. You are listening to Harrisburg Senators Baseball, presented by Medical Arts Allergy on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Senators are still looking for their first hit. They were last no-hit in July of 2019. Michael Bauman of the Bowie Bay Sox no-hit the Senators, tossing all 9 innings.
The right fielder, number 8, Rhett Wiseman.
Red Wiseman leading off the bottom of the 8th inning against left-hander Joey Marciano. Wiseman, Banks, and Dunlap. First pitch to Rhett Wiseman. Big swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Richmond has never thrown a 9-inning no-hitter. They have thrown a 7-inning no-hitter, which they've no-hit the Senators for 7 tonight. The 0-1 outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Rhett has bounced to first and hit a fly ball to left. One and one. Here's the 1-1. Big swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Foul ball out of play off to the left. And the count remains 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 high, 2-2 to Rhett Wiseman. The Senators have had 1 base runner, and it was Jackson Clough. He led off the 7th inning by walking. Went to second on a ground out, but that's where he was left stranded. Two and two. The 2-2 fouled off straight back, and it remains 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Another 2-2. Waved at and missed on a breaking ball down and away, and there is 1 out. And with 1 out, here is Nick Banks.
Now batting for the Harrisburg Senators, the left fielder, number 3, Nick Banks.
First offering is in for a strike to Ian Sagdahl, and it's 0-1. Oh and 1 to Nick Banks. The 0-1 to Nick is high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Nick has struck out and bounced out to first. One down, bottom of the 8th inning, 2-0 Richmond. The pitch, swing and a miss. And the count is 1-2. One-two. Swing and a miss on that breaking ball down and away. And there are 2 outs, and here is Alex Dunlap.
Now batting for the Harrisburg Senators, the catcher, number 34, Alex Dunlap.
Jose Agua still out of the dugout. A pitching change is made with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. I'll step aside and tell you about the new pitcher when I come back here on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Matt Seelinger is on for the Richmond Flying Squirrels. Seelinger has appeared in 2 games. He has a win, 2 2/3 innings. He has walked 3, struck out 5, and allowed 2 hits. And the first batter he is facing is Alex Dunlap. The Senators do not have a hit, and they have just 1 base runner. A leadoff walk issued to Jackson Clough in the top of the 7th inning. So 2 down and nobody on base.
Number 34, Alex Dunlap.
So Alex Dunlap bats with 2 down. Cody Wilson on deck. 2-0. And the first pitch popped up, out of play off to the right, and it is 0-1. Marciano goes 1.2 innings, an inning and 2/3. He struck out 2 and he walked 1, the only base runner the Senators have had. Breaking ball, strike call, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Oh and 2. Here's the 0-2. High and tight. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2. Bottom of the 8th inning. Infield playing straight up on Dunlap, and the 1-2 fouled off straight back, and it remains 1-2. Senators really have not hit a ball today that you kind of thought had a chance for a hit. One and 2. The 1-2, check swing on a pitch up, and it's 2-2. Outfield more or less straight away, medium deep. No wind at all now here at F&B Field. 61 degrees on this Thursday night. The right-hander sets, and the breaking ball is a called strike 3. All 3 Senators that came to the plate in the 8th inning struck out. We head to the 9th. The Senators are still hitless. Richmond leading 2-0 on the Highmark scoreboard on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Top half of the 9th inning, Alberto Baldonado on for the Senators, and he'll face Kyle Motais. The pitcher spot, and Elliot Ramos. At the moment, there is no action in Richmond's bullpen. It appears there might be action in the bullpen as Sandro Fabian is on deck. First pitch is a strike to Motais, and it is 0-1. 2 runs on 3 hits for Richmond. No runs, no hits, and an error for the Senators. As the pitch is popped up on the infield, it's Duarte at second base, and he puts it away. 1 out. There is now action quickly in Richmond's bullpen.
Attention fans, pinch hitting for Richmond. Number 48, Sandro Fabian.
I'm not altogether positive who it is because the number that I thought I saw is not a pitcher on Richmond's roster. The Senators in the bottom of the ninth have Wilson, a pinch hitter, and Jackson Clough. Richmond has never thrown a 9-inning no-hitter. They had a 7-inning no-hitter back in April of 2013. Jack Snodgrass and Darryl Madej against the New Britain Rockcats. First pitch is low for a ball to Fabian, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Fabian hitting 174, but does have a home run and 3 runs driven in. This first week and a day of the season, or week and a couple of days, as the pitch is a strike. On deck is Elliot Ramos. 2-0 Richmond. Here's a pop-up foul and out of play over the roof, over my head on the first base side. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1,366 here tonight. One-two, breaking ball lined and caught at second with a snow cone by Duarte. And Osvaldo going up and making that play, and there are 2 outs. And with 2 outs, here is Elliot Ramos. Ramos tonight is 0 for 3 and has been hit by a pitch. First pitch, big swing and a miss, and it is 0-1. Sterling Sharp started by retiring the first 10 batters himself as the pitch is swung out and missed, before allowing a home run to Vince Fernandez. That was the first base runner of the game for either team. 0-2, 2 outs, 9th inning, and the 0-2 high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball. Nothing across for Richmond. We head to the bottom of the ninth. The Senators are looking for hits and runs, trailing 2-0 on the Highmark scoreboard. You are listening to Harrisburg Senators baseball, presented by Medical Arts Allergy on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg. Patrick Rutolo is on for the Richmond Flying Squirrels, trying to preserve the 2-0 lead and the no-hitter. He is the 4th pitcher. Matt Frisbee started for Richmond, went 6 innings, did not allow a hit, a base runner, struck out 6. Joey Marciano went an inning and 2/3 and walked the first batter he faced. Matt Seelinger struck out the only batter he faced in the 8th. And so here in the 9th, Cody Wilson to lead off. The Senators down 2-0. Looking for a base runner to bring the tying run to the plate, and the first pitch is a curveball in for a strike. So the count is 0-1. Rutilo pitched in the game on opening night, the home opener, pardon me, and earned the save. Right-hander ready in the 0-1. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 0-2. In the on-deck circle is Cole Freeman. So Rutolo in 4 games, a 2.08 earned run average, 4 1/3 innings, 2 saves and 2 tries. The 0-2 pitch fouled off out of play off to the right and over the roof. Freeman and then Clough, the Senators looking for base runners. The Flying Squirrels have allowed just 1 base runner to the Senators, a leadoff walk in the 7th inning. That was on a 3-2 pitch. And now the 0-2. Curveball is low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The first run for Richmond, a home run in the 4th inning off the bat of Vince Fernandez into right center field over the 405 sign. Then they scored their second run in the 6th inning on a throwing error, a pickoff play. 1-2 pitch, curveball in the dirt. He did not go, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Senators were no hit during the 2019 season. They may have actually been no hit twice that season. I'd have to look it up. But they were no hit in July. The 2-2 grounded sharply right at the second baseman Motais. He throws on to first, and there is 1 out. That ball hit hard and hit right at Motais.
Number 28, Cole Freeman.
One away. Cole Freeman stepping in as the pinch hitter. Cole has put together some of the best at-bats by a Senator this season, though he is hitting just .227. He does have a home run and 3 runs driven in. The right-hander Ruotolo out of the stretch deals, and the first pitch is fouled off out of play off to the right. This is the 27th batter to come to the plate for the Senators. The 0-1, breaking ball in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. "95 pitches so far thrown by Richmond in the ball game. 67 of them strikes. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. The 1-1 pitch is a changeup, strike 2 called. And the count is 1-2. 2-0 Richmond. Bottom of the 9th inning. The Senators are without a hit. Ruotolo ready, and the pitch is high, just above the strike zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Flying Squirrels, again, have never thrown a 9-inning no-hitter. They came into existence in 2010, moving to Richmond from Norwich. 2-2 pitch to Freeman. That's outside, ball 3, 3-2. Well, a walk does nothing about the no-hitter, but it does bring the tying run to the plate. Three and 2 with 1 out. Ruotolo sets, and the 3-2 pitch fouled off, and that one caught the catcher Torres and then ricochets back to the padded wall behind home plate. 3-2. Infield back all the way around, the outfield straight away. Freeman waiting on Ruotolo, who sets. And the 3-2 breaking ball is looped down the left field line, foul. Just out in front of that breaking pitch. Two runs on 3 hits for Richmond, no runs, no hits, and an error for the Senators. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Ruotolo sets. Another 3-2, and it's grounded sharply on 1 hop to third. VR has it, throws to first in time. 2 outs. Cole Freeman hit it on the nose. Cody Wilson also hit it hard. And with 2 outs and nobody on base, trailing 2-0, here is Jackson Clough. He is the only base runner tonight for the Senators. He struck out in the first, popped out to short in the fourth, and he walked in the seventh, and that is the lone base runner. Over at third, VR with his toes on the grass. The pitch to Clough is down and in for a ball, 1-0. Richmond looking for a combined no-hitter. Rutolo, the fourth pitcher after Matt Frisbee started and went 6 perfect innings. 1 ball in, no strikes. Here is the 1-0. Fouled off straight back on a fastball, 1-1. Down to 60 degrees, and the night, looking around in the crowd, has become some chilly as folks are wearing their hoodies and jackets. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The right-hander sets. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball bounces into the plate, and it hits. It hits Jackson Clough. So Clough has walked and been hit by a pitch. And so here is Osvaldo Duarte. Duarte has popped out to second, struck out, and hit a fly ball to right field, and out to the mound goes Brian Torres to speak with Patrick Rutolo, who is pacing around the mound after that breaking ball bounced and hit Clough. Duarte hit a long double on Sunday in Somerset off the bottom of the wall, so he certainly has pop in his bat. He could tie the game with 1 big swing. Rutolo ready and delivers, and that fastball is low for a ball, 1-0. On deck is Aldrin Corridor. One ball and no strikes. And the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball drops in for a strike, 1-1. Good pitch there by Patrick Rutolo. Frisbee, Marciano, Seelinger, and now Rutolo. They have held the Senators hitless. Duarte trying to change that right here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is the 1-1 pitch, and it's a bouncer back to the mound. The throw to first base. Richmond 2-0 winners, their first 9-inning no-hitter. 4 pitchers combined to no-hit the Senators tonight, and they are celebrating out on the mound, and why not? The Flying Squirrels, and now there are fans on the field, and I don't know who they are. There's people down from third base. I'm not sure how those guys got out onto the field. And where the security here might be at to maybe get them off the field, as now the Flying Squirrels are trying to create some space between those fans on the field and the Squirrels. And there's still nobody down there. That can get a little scary. Luckily, those guys just wanted to go out and celebrate here. So, an odd ending to a terrific effort by the Richmond Flying Squirrels as they win 2-0. And they have no-hit the Senators. I'll take a 3-minute timeout and be back with the final totals for tonight's ball game right here on CBS Sports Radio Harrisburg.